AmFest. I love you guys too. Thank you for having, what an incredible event. Charlie Kirk, your brainchild is inspiring. This is really inspiring. So I want to tell you about the first time I went to China. I was in high school. My mother took me to go back to her homeland. We were walking the streets of Guangzhou, and I saw a small child sitting on the side of the road, crippled with broken bones, begging. And I wanted to give that child everything I had in my pocket. There was no adult around, and my heart sank. And as I went to go give this child everything in my pocket, my mother pulled me back and she said, Nicole, that's what she calls me, the gangs break their bones and put them there, and you shouldn't give them your money. The image of that child still haunts me. In college, I backpacked all around Asia and Europe, and I saw those kids over and over again, being used by adults and being preyed upon. The shadow of those adults haunting them. How could this kind of evil exist in the world that stings at the very core of humanity? When these adults are using broken children, what they're doing is they're extorting our vulnerabilities at the sight of something so precious. It's a dark, dark form of emotional blackmail. And this is no doubt the work of the devil himself. We see versions of this emotional blackmail all over America today, preying on our emotions and our vulnerabilities. We saw it this past week in Congress when the Democrats held up disaster relief for hurricane victims and would only grant it if those funds were wrapped up with further measures for online censorship, bioweapons funding, and liability protections to companies that have hurt us. Boo! We see that emotional blackmail with this open border crisis. They tell us that there are 400,000 missing children, but they say if we close the border, it's somehow inhumane? It's a ploy. It's a ploy to monetize our suffering. It's a ploy to monetize those being trafficked. It's a ploy to monetize our emotions. We saw it during the pandemic, forcing people into home arrest. That's what that was. We were being forced into home arrest. We were prisoners. And they used fear and shame at every turn to get people to turn over their livelihoods, their freedom, their own children. Here's the thing about emotional blackmail. Every time one of these sacrifices is made under deceptive pretenses, the blackmailing entity grows immensely stronger. The devil himself grows stronger. Every successful deception is a banked win for the bad guy, and the good guys come up short. And you know what? The good guys cannot afford it any longer. No, we cannot pay this price anymore. I don't know about you, but I feel what is a primordial urge and a call to action to rise up against this chaos and forge a new path forward. This is a fight for an earth fit for humanity. So let's talk about how much Elon Musk wants to be an interplanetary species. There's a part, I mean, he's obsessed with it. I don't know anyone as obsessed with it as him. But here's the thing. In order for us to be an interplanetary species, we have to meet our biological needs here on Earth first. Yeah. We won't be fully human for many more generations if we fail to change the way we treat human health, sciences, and technology. Cyborgs traveling the solar system don't count, Elon. So here's a fact I want to share with you that is what drives me to this stage and drives me to travel this country and this world with this message. There's a biological fact that we can no longer ignore anymore. A species that is unable to reproduce naturally is on a path to extinction. This isn't an exaggeration. This is actually literally within the definition of extinction. In South Korea, the birth rate is 0.72 children per woman. In the UK, 1.5 children. In the United States, we hit a historic low of 1.6 births per woman. This is below the replacement level. That means a path towards extinction. The fertility crisis is hand in hand with a surge in chronic illness. The United States, $15,000 per person a year in healthcare expenses, and yet we're 49th in life expectancy. Doesn't reconcile. Where is that money going? If you ever felt the United States is a proxy for a much larger battle for the soul of humanity, you are correct. The fight is being fought here on our soil. We Americans, those who love our American existence because we love our freedom, are the ones who must win this battle for all of humanity. Yes. Enslavement is avoidable. And sickness is one of the ugliest forms of slavery. Just like those kids I saw in Asia who were crippled by their adult caregivers in order for them to make a profit, so too are our children. Our children have become slaves of a system that looks at them in dollars and not the divine souls that they are. To the young people here, you are very inspiring. You call yourselves conservatives, but I have a different name for you. You are the conservators of the human race, because I know you hear this calling. People called me a conspiracy theorist for pointing out that the electric field we inhabit on Earth is being polluted through the use of unmitigated wireless products. They said, "You're a tinfoil hatter." Well, but here's the truth. This is a real truth, and I'm from Silicon Valley, so I'm filling you in on a secret. These technologies can be made safe, but big tech is in bed with big pharma. They can be made safe. We are an electrochemical species, and we are indeed short-circuiting at a cellular level. Young people falling over on stage, which we are seeing time and time again on social media, video after video of a newscaster or a young person literally speaking on stage and falling over. This is not normal. It's not normal. There's something biological happening. We are being polluted both electrically and chemically on a daily basis. So I'm not going to call out all the other things that we need to pay attention to, because we have Maha people in the room who will do that for you. But let's talk about what happens next. So the sick children of today, many of them will grow up to become the infertile adults of tomorrow. It's a path to extinction of human life. And what are we getting in exchange? We are getting an augmented transhumanist future. It's not worth it. And if you don't want that augmented transhumanist future, you have to make that decision for yourself now. This doesn't have to happen. I started a fund many years ago called Planeta Ventures because I saw this coming. I wanted to create a human-aligned fund where we could invest in innovation that didn't make us sick. And I found some stuff. Shelf stabilizers that aren't full of chemicals, fermented cooking oils, soil microbiome kits, amber light display technology, daylight computer. And it's been a lonely journey, and I would love for the young people in this room to get curious about the entrepreneurship and innovation. This is going to be the human-aligned entrepreneurial boom. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. We have to be uncompromising if we want to stay human. And it doesn't mean being stubborn when we're wrong. It means being open-minded and staying true to the changes we have to make, even when those changes are hard. Some truths are non-negotiable, and one of those is the value of life itself. Just as Jesus Christ did when he walked this earth, we have to value the human condition. And I've learned this past year what the word faith means. It means keeping your heart open beyond that sting of nihilism and finding everlasting love in the plight for human existence, no matter how hard or dark the circumstances. And we have to be uncompromising with getting rid of the swamp. When we make too many trades with the swamp, and Congress is in the middle of this issue right now, we become the swamp. Worse yet, we burn through the faith of people who worked hard thinking they were going to get virtuous leadership. Dr. Ron Paul is the oldest, he is the oldest living example of a politician whose life work has exhibited an uncompromising commitment to natural law and moralism, even when it's made him really unpopular. I love him. Months ago, Dr. Paul gave me homework. Study Cicero, the Roman statesman and philosopher who predicted the fall of the Roman Empire, and he tried to stop it. Ron Paul is Cicero for the American Empire. He refuses to compromise his principles for the sake of convenience or political gain, and he is right. When we sacrifice the essence of what it means to live as a healthy, thriving country in the name of convenience or so-called progress, we risk losing everything that truly matters. So I will adjourn now with a proposal. Let's try to go to the stars, but maybe let's make America healthy again first. Stay human, relish in earthly existence, and study natural law. Thank you all, and God bless. Thank you.